Welcome everyone to KPC, and we're so grateful for you to be here today for Khenpo's teaching and meditation. There'll also be a Q&A at the end, and we'll also do a short practice accumulating the mantra together at the end, and then we also have some light refreshments afterwards. So, thank you.
So good morning. Welcome to Sunday meditation class. I think we already talked about a little bit, um, about patience. Okay, patience to those enemies, patience to suffer. So we have actually three different patients. So two of them already we discussed. Is it? I think last few Sundays ago. It's a long gap. Yeah. Anyway, so patience is actually Dharma point of view or worldly perspective. Both, I think, are very important. If we really want kasa healthy life or peaceful, or if we really want happiness, then we have to cultivate, patience, practice on patience. Without patience, I think we can't achieve happiness. So reason of that, um, kasa, the patience of towards those enemies, or we talk about kasa first patience of towards enemies, kind of 24 object, you know, patience to enemy, patience to um, yeah. So so today we will discuss on the third patience of when we are engaging in Dharma activities or doing something good for yourself or for others, in during that period, then we need really patience, like when we're doing something meditation or practicing any other which is benefit for yourself or for others, then during that time we really need patience. So someone who has not that kind of patience practice, then in the middle of, time, then we will give up sometimes like that. And also then sometimes we feel bored and feel sleepy when we're doing meditation, like about 1 hours, or when we're doing practice about 1 to 2 hours, then sometimes we feel, oh, this is too much. So then feel painful back or headache, something like that. So reason of that, the Buddhism, especially, kasa, uh, Hinayana, the patience on, especially on physical. Then Mahayana, uh, patience on mentally, actually. Okay, so both are actually need. So whether it's a physical patience or mental, we can say that. Yeah. So it's a very important, whichever we are practicing, whether it's a Hinayana or Mahayana or Vajrayana. Okay, each and every part. So we need really patience, practice patience. Without patience, we cannot achieve the accordingly Hinayana way. There's a full result, and then according Mahayana, like result, like to achieve bodhisattva or to achieve Buddhahood. And then also um, Vajrayana, also the similar to uh, Mahayana. So the main goal is to achieve Buddhahood. So to achieve Buddhahood, it came from actually a patience or discipline yourself. Without patience or discipline, then it's really hard to achieve Buddhahood, because to achieve Buddhahood is not about uh, mm, one days or 2 days or 1 month or 2 months or 1 years or 2 years. You really need practice patience and diligence and so many lifetimes. So without discipline and patience, then we cannot actually achieve Buddhahood. So reason of that. So this time we are talking about patience. Patience. The third patience is actually when you are engaging in something good, or when you are engaging in practicing or meditating or contemplating or hearing about Dharma. So during that time, sometimes we feel headache, sometimes we feel pain, sometimes we feel lazy. So then we really at that time need to practice patience. Okay, so this is the third patience, which is It's translated into English. That's the patience of developing certainty in the Dharma. So this is a chula. In Tibetan, we choose it and gadula zugam. In Tibetan words are like that, accepting actually hardship for the sake of Dharma. That is another way they translate it. Patience that consists in certainty with regard to the ultimate reality of things. The third classification of patience, it actually refers to enduring the difficulties that arise while engaging in the study or reflection and meditation of the Dharma. The sense achieving the state of Buddhahood requires immense effort and diligence. We must actually not become discouraged and should cultivate patience toward ourselves in a realistic actually manner. It is vital to recognize and accept that experiencing virtues sometimes, good and sometimes bad, actually. It's the very nature of circulic existence. Samsara, is it? Sometimes what we wished it not come up. So always there's obstacles. Sometimes what we think, we never get that. But sometimes we never think that something uh, like happy or happiness. Yeah, sometimes it's automatically we can feel that. Because this is actually we can say permanent, or sorry, impermanent. Everything's keep changing moment by moment. So worldly point of view, what we saw nice things, what we hear nice sounds. So worldly point of view, those are the kind of considered as happiness. But the Dharma or Dharma point of view, those are the also considered as suffering. Because it's not permanent. It's keep changing moment by moment. So right moment, sometimes we feel happy, then after 1 second or 1 minute, it's transformed into suffering. So like that way, so Buddhist point of view, whatever we saw, whatever we hear, all considered as suffering actually. So then come up some questions in our mind. Then what about the happiness? Then where is the happiness? So then it's come up, Dharma point of view. What is happiness, and what is um, the causes of happiness, which is to cultivate or accumulate merit. Through that you can get that happiness, not just temporary happiness. We are talking about the long lasting happiness. Long lasting happiness is come up, the cause is hearing, reflecting, and meditation about the reality, about the true truth or full truth. So through that, then we can achieve the long-lasting happiness. Or sometimes we can say that, and sometimes when we able to remove all the negative thoughts or all the affliction emotions, then after that we can achieve that long lasting happiness, so without remove those affliction emotions, then we cannot actually long lasting happiness. It's so difficult to achieve that long lasting happiness. So a reason of that, in the tender bhumi, someone who achieve tender bhumi, but still you left a teeny affliction emotions. So then the bhumi also need to cultivate or accumulate merit to achieve that happiness. So after that, then you can achieve only, So it's really, really important to understand or how we achieve long-lasting happiness. It's all about remove your negative thoughts actually. So once we have like kind of hatred or jealousies in our mind or in our brain, then we really can't stay happy or happiness. So once we can remove all those negative thoughts, and then yeah, you are 24/7, you can feel happiness or happy. Otherwise it's difficult, I mean. So So this is actually the what we have reached. Sometimes it's come up, sometimes not, because this is nature of samsara, cyclic, what do you call existence? Yeah. So this does not merely refers to being born in higher or lower realms, but to the fact that in a general sense we constantly encounter a diverse range of joy and sorrows. At times, we will feel the desire to practice, while at the other times, yeah, we will not. Similarly, sometimes we practice will go well and sometimes not. In any case, since this circular existence or samsara, what we expected actually expect, because things cannot always proceed successfully every single day. So we should not lose heart or become short tempered just because we failed to accomplish what we planned actually for a single day. Instead, we must maintain a long term perspective and practice patience. We may think that because we have actually previously controlled your anger, it will never arise again. However, certain circumstances can immediately triggers a burst of irritation. This is a possibility. Why? Because until we attain the state of an arhat or attain Buddhahood, since uh, those affection emotions are actually arise again and again, actually. Yeah, because why those, affection emotions, or sometimes we can say those negative thoughts, why arising again and again, because we are not really applying the antidote actually. So if we can also apply the pure or genuine antidote, So then, yeah, like those arhat and bodhisattvas and Buddhas, why we are saying those Buddhas and Bodhisattvas, arhat, are, you know, uh, in any kind of difficult situations, they will never angry or they will never jealous because they, how to say, applied antidote, real antidote or genuine Dharma, So reason of that, we are, of course, we are doing practicing Dharma or hearing or listening or reflection or reflecting or meditating on Dharma, but still we are like missing something, So reason of that. So Dharma, which means actually really important, whatever we are contemplating or whatever we are, engage in any activities. So we need to really generate the bodhicitta and wisdom actually. So these two are the main, antidote for those affliction emotions or negative thoughts actually, yeah. So we can't apply the constantly, you know, those bodhicitta actually. Of course, we are when we doing the any kind of practice that we do take refuge and we generate bodhicitta. But during that time, we can, investigate by ourselves how much I'm maintaining that kasa bodhicitta, you know. So then we will know maybe we can maintain the bodhicitta mind maybe few seconds. After that, we already forgot. Mm, but we cannot say, everybody is doing like that because we cannot judge, to customer. Any kind of person, we cannot judge actually. So that's why the Batu Rinpoche, Batu Rinpoche said actually, you cannot judge the person, because you don't know person. If you can read person's mind, then after that only you can judge the person. Otherwise, we cannot actually, yeah, because we don't know what the other persons are thinking, what persons in mind. So this is, of course, for us like ordinary people, always, judging others, the way they talking, way they act. Through that, we are, judging each other. So it's according because Buddhist teaching, it's really, really actually what we call non-virtuous, or we can say sin, judging other. You know, it's a really important. Then they said, then how to we judge to, others? Then there's many kasa masters and teachers are saying, yeah, you don't need worry about that actually. Yeah, you can, judge by yourself. Yeah, try to, see yourself. like when we see in the mirror,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So don't judge other people, okay? So judge by yourself and judge by inside yourself how much that you have anger, how much that you have jealous, and then judge by yourself inside that how much that you engage in in Dharma, and how much you have that kind of castle, positive mind or positive thought. So that is enough actually. Yeah. So that is the reason, most of the practicing, and also those teachers are saying, you know, so try to castle and judge by yourself, and then through that you can investigate yourself, so then you can develop uh, your mindset or your attitude, you know. So once we investigate by ourselves, then we can know how much that, I have the potential of those, the qualities which we can, benefit for others actually. So it's important, to think about that. So then said, Chulang Yepasim Zebanese, Shansalis. Yeah, third patience. I have conviction through deliberate contemplation of the Dharma, or the patience of certainty regarding the Dharma. The Bodhisattva Bhumi, this is Chansa, it's one of the sutra. It's called Bodhisattva Bhumi. In that, it's saying, actually explain this is having conviction in 8 topics, like those, um, investigate, patience on, investigate on uh, Buddha's quality and Dharma's quality and Sangha's quality actually. And then also said, yeah, it refers to conviction in and acceptance of the nature of ultimate reality, the fact that is empty of the 2 types of selflessness. You know, the selflessness, it's a really, sometimes, it's a really, some people, you know, if some person doesn't have the capacity or what, yeah, or ability, then if we talk, selflessness, then they will not accept that. And then also sometimes we talk about like emptiness. They cannot actually, accept that because they don't have that kind of, capacity to learn about selflessness, learn about emptiness. So reason of that, the the Buddha, he taught whatever 84,000, sometimes we call like that, 84,000. Accordingly, uh, the person like us, the capacity, you know. So he taught like that way. So that is the reason there's so many, branches of, Buddha Dharma. because of, you know, uh, for the disciple, I mean, the accordingly the capacity. So then through that they can practice in that way. Otherwise, the Buddha himself actually said, if someone don't have capacity to learn about selflessness, then the teacher cannot talk about selflessness or emptiness. So reason of that, when he taught those Four Noble Truths, then firstly, yeah, he said the Karze, uh, like those five aggregate, is it? Yeah, Pumbo, scandal or what? Scandals or five aggregates. Yeah, sometimes Buddha taught like yeah, there's exist those five aggregates. That sometimes he taught that doesn't exist five aggregates. Those because those teachings accordingly our needs or our capacity. Yeah, some people can accept that, and some people cannot accept. So reason of that, so he taught those teachings. So to understand that is very important. So this is one of the, I mean, kasur, the patience in when you are engaging in something benefit, or something activities which is benefit for yourself or others, like we are doing, hearing, listening, and then meditating, and any other, we are doing practices during that time, then we need patience. That is actually called third patience. Okay. So in the case of an ordinary person, yeah. So like us, we are lake laking or what? We are missing actually so many wisdoms or um, bodhicitta. We can say that, you know, because we cannot apply constantly, you know, uh, uh, those to the method. The one is bodhicitta, one is like wisdom. So then sometimes we cannot accept what is teachers are teaching and what is Buddha taught, because we are missing something, over self actually. So then it's a saying at that time, then we need to really patience and then investigate that what is the reality actually. Yeah. So that is the reason Buddha taught about true truth or for truth or true truth. One is reality truth, which is we are seeing, we are hearing those things. So those are the because we can say reality truth, but they are not real, exist or not in the sense of, I mean, the ultimate truth, according ultimate truth. Yeah. Then it's an emptiness or impermanence. Then actually everything is impermanence, which is there is actually nothing exist. Is it? But in our mind or our brain thinking always there is something exists, like me and you and everything. But in the sense of ultimate truth, then we have to talk about that kind of, emptiness. When it comes to, emptiness, then yeah, everything's, custom, not exist. Yeah, it's a two different, truth. So it's a yeah. So we have to actually understand, that there is two different, uh, sort way the how we understand the everything, which is one is reality truth, one is ultimate truth. So accordingly, the concept reality truth, of course, there is a samsara, nirvana, there is a suffering, there is a happiness. Then another hand, which is ultimate truth, then they said it's an emptiness, which is, no suffering, no happiness, both are, not exist. So it's a different, level. Yeah. So it's a really important, to understand, okay, true truth. So then we are engaging kind of like these teachings, then sometimes we cannot accept, what is, the Buddha and those teachers are, teaching, what they are talking about. Sometimes we cannot accept, So in that, we need to really patience. Okay, don't if we cannot accept that kind of teaching, then we cannot actually give up. So we have to investigate on that. They are talking, Kaso, what they are talking actually, it's true or not. We need to, use our own, intelligence or our own brain, So don't follow what others people are saying. Uh, it's really important to use your own brain. Okay. Sometimes, yeah, it's a really difficult because the, our capacity is, limited. You know, so beyond someone is, talking about something beyond our capacity, then we cannot accept that one. So this is the reality, like ordinary people. So then it comes, then cause of the hatred or what? Then it arise, jealous or hatred, kind of like that. That those affliction emotions. This is not fault by Dharma actually. Yeah. This is fault by ourselves, because we don't have that kind of capacity to learn about that kind of topic. So then it comes to Vajrayana, then it's more custom, deeper than the you know Mahayana. So sometimes it's difficult to think about everything's very pure, So because the over this brain or this mind or in this you know thought, like those um dirty or what, dirty, we can say, those dirty things we are considered as dirt, you know how come they are pure, they're clean? Because we are already, how to say, decided, that thing is dirty. So when it's Vajrayana practice, or when we are doing Vajrayana practice, there's actually not exist any dirt in Vajrayana practice. So everything's pure, everything's so clean. So like us, we cannot accept that one. What we are, like when if we saw something in front of our eyes, something dirty and uh, like sound, not nice, then how come and how can we accept that sound is nice sound? Like someone is bully you, that sound is we can accept a nice sound. It's really difficult, so it's like that way, it's accordingly our capacity. The teachings are also goes more deeper and deeper. So that's why the Vajrayana practitioners, who someone who is doing Vajrayana practice, then that person is more, I mean, have capacity and more customer potential than the Hinayana and Mahayana. Yeah, so it's a different, I mean, our capacity, okay? If we really have some, it's kind of like what we call that memory, like in a computer, like in a mobile. Some memory is only 1 GB, 2 GBs, like that, Some are, more like, 100 and 1,000. Similar like that, our mind or brain also, the different persons, different mind or capacity. So then it's a said. So according to our capacity, then Buddha also teaching in that way. If someone really want to hear nice thing, then Buddha talk with nicely. You know, if there's anything exist, if that person is thinking this is exist, then Buddha taught, or this is that, this is this. Yeah. Then it customer. Then that person, if the person can improve his or her customer uh, intelligence or what?
Yeah.
Um, we can say improve wisdom or mind. Yeah. Then you can go more deeper like that. Okay. So this is important, of course. So any of like Buddha himself, after he left in a casa, his palace. Okay, so he become a monk. Then he did 6 years meditate near to Bodh Gaya. So first 2 years he ate actually once a meal, no, one meal in a day, maybe this much. So then he did that cons- constantly 2 years. After 2 years, then he reduced. Then he eat only uh, two teeny pieces. Okay, like what we call green.
Green
Uh,
rice.
yeah, two pieces of rice, kind of like that. Then he did that practice constantly 2 years. Then the final 2 years, he stopped actually. Even he, water and any, he didn't eat or drink. So that's why his, first five disciples left, because they cannot actually do that because they don't have that enough diligence or enough patience. So then they left, and the Buddha, live alone. So after 6 years, he achieved Buddhahood. Then he decided to teaching Dharma. Then he went to Varanasi. Then they met first time after they left. So then, yeah, those five disciples actually, they true kind of faith into Buddha actually, yeah, what he did. So not easy, you know, uh, cannot do everyone, what he did. So that is the reason. So patience, which is in engaging in something good for others or yourself, okay? Whatever, like, if you're a teacher or if you're a nurse, if you're, you know, any kind of you're doing work which are benefit for others. So then in that, we really need patience, like, of course, like the doctors and nurses, you know, I think more need patience. Yeah, because in the hospital, it's not easy, not also it's not like going to in a restaurant, so it's all looks not nice, in a hospital. I mean, everything. So it's a really, really need patience, So through that, then you can practice. So that is the reason the sometimes the meditation or learning Dharma is not that much complicated. Actually, what we are thinking. Sometimes we think when if we do meditation, then we are thinking, sit somewhere and posture and close your eyes like that. So it's not like that. Wherever you can actually, Karze, you can do actually practice Dharma, learning Dharma, and meditating, you know, like we are doing in, like if you are in a nurse, then so what is the job of nurse? Taking care of the patient, you know, not only the, I mean, taking care, just, the cleaning. So you have to make sure the all the casa, the medications, you know, and then time when the patients have to eat, kind of like that. Oh, actually, you are you're kind of then meditating, because your mind is you know thinking on just focus on that particular. So this is also kind of a meditation. Also, you are doing I mean, great job, you know, you're helping to others. So patience in Dharma is like that, you know. Patience in the Dharma, also you can say patience in the activity. You can say that in any kind of activity which is benefit, okay, benefit, yeah, but not really those bad Karze work, like stealing or fact fighting or, yeah, I'm not talking on that. Yeah, so because all those six perfections are talking about those good things or benefit for those activities which are beneficial to yourself or to others, and not only just others, if we are talking about more, kase, um, more deeply, then it is said those activity which is benefit for all the living beings, yeah. So it's important to kind of understand that way. Then we can practice patience, yeah. Then in the sense, patience is also considered as a discipline, okay, which means constantly you are doing something good, benefit for others, yourself, not just, 1 day or 2 days, okay, the throughout your life. I mean, if we can do like that way, then you are really, we can say that person is good practitioner actually. Yeah, like those nurses and doctors, you know, you don't need actually, uh, we can say follow the religions actually. Yeah, so because you are already doing something good for others, that doesn't mean you need to follow something religions, you don't need actually. If you are doing something good for society or good for others, then you don't need actually follow some religions, yeah, it's not, kasur, uh, uh, depend something on religions, okay. If you are doing something really good for others or yourself for the society, then it doesn't matter your religions or non-religions, you're okay with that. Yeah, the dharma, or yeah, dharma is actually uh, meaning, not not harming others. This is that briefly or shortly, I mean, meaning dharma, which is, you are, doing good things to others, not harming. That is the meaning of dharma actually, So then you are already actually doing dharma. So then you don't need to say, I'm Buddhism or I'm Christian or I'm Muslim. Yeah. So it's important, any kind of, I mean, religions or non-religions. Okay. So if you are doing good yourself to others, that is enough. Yeah. Of course, uh, if you are following something, religions, then of course it's also benefit. Yeah. I'm not saying, necessary to follow any religions. Yeah. But um, if you really need to, kasut, um, understand more deeper than that, then of course those explanation is, can from only, religions, So then you have to follow that. Otherwise, yeah. So this is the one of patience, which is third patience. Okay, patience in Dharma, or patience in activities which is benefit for others and yourself. Okay, yeah. So that is the reason. Um, the Shantideva said actually, someone who doesn't have patience, then it's really dangerous. Okay, because um, control is opposite of patience. What is opposite of patience?
Impatience.
Impatience or hate or jealous. We can say, you know, a small hate can destroy, so many good things. You know, those good things we are, custom, accumulate many lifetimes, which is, wishes. Okay, so reason of that. So he said, like, a slight, what we call
Spark.
spark, a small spark can burn whole the, what we call jungle,
Mhm.
whole
Forest.
tree, whole world. Actually, we can say that. Okay, so that is the reason. So we need patience. Yeah. So it's important. Okay. So hopefully, yeah, especially, nowadays. Yeah, we really need patience. It's of course difficult. Like, the uh, the first number one patient is difficult, especially these days. Patience to enemies, patience to those harm to you. So it's a difficult, but of course we can try. Yeah, try to those people who harm to you. Okay, that is the reason it's really important to gus- generate bodhicitta. Okay, because once we can generate bodhicitta, then the which mind is seeing every sentient beings as like your mother, then through that we can improve our patience towards those enemy. Okay, so otherwise, yeah, it's really difficult to patience those, to enemy, those who harms to you or harms to our society. So it's really, yeah, important. So try to do that. Okay, not just, if those persons, something said bad words or something to you, then don't, react. Yeah, same like that person. Then it's a, if you react to the person and say bad things or fight, then it's both the same, So it's important. I mean, if you are, doing the practicing, then yeah, need to patience those two enemies. That's just the reason that to understanding patience to whom that then there's a object of patience, those 24, what I already mentioned, before. So it's important, okay? Yeah, then hopefully, yeah, we can improve, yeah, over practice. Is it? Yeah. Mm, okay. Mm, He's saying the three reasons why we are doing patience in the Dharma. Okay, there's three reasons. So, by contemplating the ultimate truth of emptiness, which is free from conceptual elaborations, okay, one practices patience by reflecting that both the object of harm and the perpetrator of harm. Oh, sorry. Mm. So thinking about first one is thinking about emptiness. That is the number one. Everything's emptiness. The object, subject, both are emptiness. They both are not exist. In the ultimate truth. So thinking in that way, that we can practice patience. Okay. Then by contemplating the relative truth of dependent origination. That is the second one. Okay. Then contemplating the nature of one's own mind as an inseparable unity. One should practice patience by reflecting on how anger is naturally pure, being devoid of any foundation or root, which is actually more connected with the the Vajrayana way, patient, anger or angry itself, nature is actually wisdom. Okay, so through that, then we can practice. Okay, so to knowing the anger's nature, actually, then that anger transform into wisdom. So that is the reason that Vajrayana practice is all about transforming, you know, transforming. It's not like, the, white color transform into black color. Not like that, actually. Okay. In the nature, all of those affliction emotions, nature are actually, it's pure. Okay. So so like that way, like, milk, transform like into yogurt. Similar like that. Once it's milk transform yogurt, then that yogurt we don't call it milk, It's become yogurt. Similar like that. Like, affection emotions, example, like a milk. When once they transform into like a yogurt, then it's transformed, those affection emotions are transformed into wisdom. Once they already transformed into wisdom, then we don't call the kasa affection emotions, hatred or jealousies. Similar like that. So Vajrayana kasa practice is more advanced. Advanced? Advanced.
Yeah.
Okay. So it's of course, before that, we have to understand, the Hinayana and Mahayana, what they are talking, what is different than kind of all the, they have a small things, differences, but main goal is the same, So whether it's a Vajrayana or Hinayana or Mahayana, main goal is to achieve the Buddhahood. Okay? Yeah. So thank you.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, hopefully we can, practice more on patience. Okay? Yeah. So then any questions?
So I have a question. I mean, do you think the times we're in, it feels like there's a lot of darkness or anger or negativity, but does that mean there's also maybe an opportunity for this whole world to also have more of the wisdom or the compassion, at the same time, like we're at this time where it feels very heavy, but does that also mean that we are at a point where we can transform?
Yeah, of course. Because they said that right now what we are, facing the problems, all the conflicts, they're not going to, stay forever, actually. Whether it's one day or next month or 1 year, it will change, So hopefully, we can change very soon. So then said, of course, where there is those problems, then you can find some solution too, actually. Which means if there is conflict, like fighting, kind of like that, then that solution is bring peace in society. That is the only, part or only way. So of course we can transform into peaceful. Hopefully very soon. Yeah. Okay.
So we're going to do this in English. We'll start with the Southern prayer. Comes through. Home, in the northwest corner of Uddiyana, born in the pollen heart of a lotus, endowed with the most marvelous spiritual attainments. You are renowned as the lotus born, surrounded by a retinue of many dakinis. Following in your footsteps, I pray to you, please come forth and grant your blessings. Guru Pema Siddhi Hum.
Om Ahum Pindarguru Pema Siddhi Hum. Your thousand arms are the thousand universal monarchs. Your thousand eyes, the thousand Buddhas of this fortunate age. You who teach each and every one of us according to our needs, Lord Avalokiteshvara, to you I pay homage. Mani Padme Hum Kri.
By this
virtue, may I swiftly accomplish the state of Chenrezig, and may all sentient beings without exception be placed in that very state. By this effort, may all sentient beings be free of suffering. May their minds be filled with the nectar of virtue. In this way, may all causes resulting in suffering be extinguished, and only the light of compassion shine throughout all realms.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Khenpo. Thank you all for coming today. We invite you to carefully explore the grounds because there's still so much snow out there. It looks so beautiful. Be careful. So thank you for being here. And it's traditional to make an offering. We'll put out, someone could grab some of those baskets. They'll be over there by the entrance. But it's traditional to make an offering after hearing the Dharma teaching like this. And all of the activity here at KBC is sustained by donation. So, and we will do a little refreshments, some treats, some sweet treats, if you want to stick around and hang out for a little bit. So again, thank you so much for joining us, and I hope to see you next week. Thank you, Khenpo.
Thank you.